I mean, you can set it like more in front of us if you want.
What? Why? What do I got to do, you know? See if we even get anybody in here. We got one.
5. Nice. Yeah. I was gonna say if you put it like more over here, then we'll look like we're looking at it while we're reading the comments on the TV. What up?
Sup.
Sup. Share. Like.
What's up, Stan?
Stan the man. Hello.
What's up, Stan? Did you lose all that baby weight yet?
Yeah, those trucks at Ohio Truck Sales, they look really good on the app and on the internet, but they are not. That is false advertisement. Yo, what up?
I was going to say, I just made the title, JustTruckin was just doing a live feed. They were talking about going to look at buying trucks from Ohio Truck Sales.
And I know they're not new trucks, they're used trucks.
It's a used truck dealer, and they have pretty much exclusively hood trucks.
Yeah.
Hood trucks. I'm talking pre-emission, K-dubs, Pete's, whatever. We were checking them out for a while because online, going on there, I got their app and I was checking out the trucks and oh my God, everything looks so cool. You know, I was checking them out every day while we were looking to buy the truck before we got the one we got, this piece of shit Freightliner. And now I gotta say, what's up, Yukon, Ken, Michael, Stan, Dan, Javier Vasquez, que pasa, güey? Anyway, what I was gonna break down was, I've heard on a few different things. If Justin from JustTruckin comes and watches this and everything, hey, dude, I'm just trying to help.
Yeah.
All right? I know people can get it in their head about, I'm going to go check it out anyways. If you want to make the road trip all the way up to Sandusky, Ohio, if you want to listen, I'm sure you already heard all the comments from other people too. But back in August, before we got this truck.
You could say, my wife just asked me who my go gay would be, and your stream just popped up. Synchronicity. He's gay for you.
Yukon's totally gay for me. My leather Cheerio
cool. Hey, Chris.
is open for business.
Anyways, continue.
Yeah, anyway.
Yeah, get to the point.
I'll get to the point real quick because Justin, if you happen to come over, or your wife, I'm sorry I don't know your wife's name.
T-Dub.
Huh?
T-Dub, I think they call her.
T-Dub?
I think that's
I mean, Truckin' wife or Justin. Let me save you the trip because you live in South Carolina. If you're going to go all the way up to Sandusky, let me help you, Katie. Okay. Let me save you the trip because, and I'll give the disclaimer, they have had some better looking trucks, more recent models on their listings because I go on Truck Paper all the time. Even though we have this POS 2015 Freightliner, I still look at hood trucks all the time. I'm still out there shopping.
Cool. Thank you, Sonic.
What's up, Sonic?
You're on the toilet right now? Whoop, whoop. $5 for on the toilet.
He's like,
toot.
I had to pay $5 for my shit. Anyway, but let me save you the trip though.
Yeah.
We started dealing with these guys in July.
Yeah.
And we got pre-approved financing, had the down payment and everything. And I was looking over their trucks, blah, 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 dealing with some saleswoman on the phone. And of course, they talk you up and, yeah, come on up, take a look. Oh, great trucks, blah, 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 all this shit. Right?
And then they're very insistent on knowing what trick you're interested in, and they want you to put down
they want you to put money down.
They want you to put
like
$1,000 or $5,000 down that's non-refundable, so that they can hold the truck until you can look at it.
Yeah, it was like up to a couple of grand, I think.
Yeah.
Like put a couple grand down to hold your truck, so when you come to check it out, blah blah, it just gets you to commit. Is what it is. So when you go there, you go, oh man, that's the only option I got. I don't want to lose all this money. Blah. Yeah. I didn't put no money down. I said, screw that. I'm going to drive up there because we're in Champaign. We're like 300 and something miles, I think. We drove from Champaign over to Sandusky, got a hotel room, went there to check them out. We left by time of the day that we got there. It was almost closing time for them. It was like 5 p.m. We got into Sandusky, went there,
We walked around for
walked
about 10
around the
minutes.
lot. The guys in the shop were still there. The salespeople were all gone or whatever. Hey, the gate was still open to their lot. So, hey, we want to go and check out your trucks real quick. And I had picked out a couple of W9s that I was really interested in, right? That online, they look great in the pictures. They were talking about, I had a rebuild, whatever. Of course, has a rebuild, but no paperwork with it and stuff like that. Okay, well, I'm willing to take, because, when you get into a truck that's, say, 15 years old, yeah, you're dealing with a thing there that, like Justin was saying, it's a used truck, all this kind of stuff. What are you going to do? Well, okay, when you're getting into a used truck, especially one that old, I also have been around long enough. I've been driving 23 plus years now. I've seen these trucks come and go. Of course, an old hood is way cool. If Justin, I highly doubt Justin watches our videos,
Yeah.
but because they're movie stars now and, we suck. Anyway, but I've been through this little rigmarole, this game for long enough.
But these trucks are super used.
They're super used.
Like,
we got to the lot. Yeah, let me lay these snakes out straight for you real quick. So we got financing pre-approved before we even went there. Okay, we had the money down.
And they wanted half down.
Well,
it was like
the financing place that we
down.
dealt with, because
Business credit.
Justin may be in a better position than us. I don't know, but we got approved for up to like 50K of financing, and they wanted 17,000 down and all these kind of things or whatever. And I'm like, all right, 17K plus a 50K loan and all this kind of shit. So they're selling us a little bill of goods. Like, hey, come on up, take a look. Yeah, everything's great. Rainbows, unicorn, sunshine, everything. We get up there, walked around the lot at like 5 p.m. Of course, summertime, so the sun was still out. But start walking down the line, and of course, you get a little enamored. You've seen all these hoods, and it's like, because of course me, I was one of my W9, same thing as Justin. I want a W9 pre-emission motor, 86-inch sleeper, all the 18 speed. My balls feel like they're 12 pounds. You know what I mean? It's like, I got the whole thing in my head. I want this hood. All right. And I was totally sold on it. And I went there with total anticipation that I was going to find my truck and we're going to put the money down. I don't give a shit. And we're going to do it. So what's up, Logic Neil? Anyway, get there, start walking around the lot. And immediately my gut factor. Okay, this thing, whether it be anything in your life, you're going to buy a car, a truck, you're going to marry a woman, whatever, listen to your gut.
Get a dog, get a house.
Yeah, you're going to get a dog, you're going to buy a goddamn candy bar.
Like
listen to your gut.
At night?
Yeah, is this dog going to bite my face off in the middle of the night? Because I got this super damaged pit bull from the pound that was screaming and biting everybody. Well, maybe I can change this dog, listen to your gut. All right. Anyway, goddamn son of a bitch.
Take a drink.
I got a beer. Anyway.
Take a breath, take a drink.
Well, I'm just trying to put it out there. It's like this just
it's all
Ohio
like
truck sales, man. It's like
squirrel.
I went there with every good intention. I went there with money in hand,
yeah.
ready to sign paperwork for one of these trucks that I was so eyeballing, right? And got there, walked around the whole lot. They had a shit ton of trucks, right? Shit ton. Rows of hood trucks, okay? So in that regard, hey, but let me, like I said, I got to lay this out for you straight, that listen to your gut. And Selena knows too, because she went there with high hopes that I was going to be happy.
Yeah.
She was following me around all these trucks and everything. Do you like this one? Do you like that one? What's up with that one? Bing, bing, bing. All this kind of stuff, right? And I'm like going through all these trucks, and as happy as I was, hey, I got financing pre-approved. All I got to do is throw the cash down. I could have a truck. We could drive out of here tomorrow with a truck. And
exactly,
I walked I walked through the first quarter of that lot of some of the trucks that I saw online that looked like goddamn fucking, like I said, unicorns and rainbows.
Yeah.
There was going to be this great truck. Oh my God, the pictures online and the way they're looking, and they got a rebuild, and they got this, they got that, and as soon as I started fingering through them a little bit, it's like you realize when you're fingering something, you start fingering, and you realize what you thought was this hot little, chickadee that you got your finger in, you realize is a 54-year-old tweaker with no teeth and a vagine that hangs like a sleeve of wizard, right?
Yeah, but what it is they take them in and they make them so they throw a paint job on them.
They put lipstick on a pig is all it is. Lipstick on a pig.
Yeah,
and anybody in here that watches Just Truckin', because obviously he's not in here or anything like that, if you guys forward him this video or anything like that for us, that'd be great. Let him know that he seems adamant about going to Ohio truck sales and looking for one of these trucks. We went there. So the first night, 5 p.m., I ran through the line. You know what I mean? We went to the hotel. By the time I tooled through a number of these trucks, though, I was already going, and Selena knows, I was like, because she was actually more optimistic than me after I tooled through several of these trucks. Because I've been through these trucks before. I've driven trucks from the 70s on up. You know what I mean? It's like you get kind of a thing about what's going on. And I tooled through a bunch of these trucks. The doors ain't sitting right. They're missing shit. They're literally junk that they took nice pictures of.
Yeah.
They Earl Shive the fuck out of these things, is what it is. The engines, does it have a rebuild? Well, they said it had a rebuild, but we don't have any paperwork. Okay. Paperwork is the first thing. They can say all day that it had a rebuild. Then the second thing about the rebuild is places will tell you it has a rebuild, and they'll give you paperwork on a rebuild, but they actually forged it. They'll take a letterhead of, Bob Buttfuck McGillicuddy Caterpillar in, Buttfuck Egypt that did a rebuild or something like whatever. You know what I mean? Any dealer that did a rebuild on this motor, they'll take the actual paperwork that they get copies of this shit, okay, with a letterhead from Caterpillar in Denver or something like whatever.
We don't know if that's what Ohio does.
Well, not that what they do, but there are places that do this. Yeah. They will actually forge rebuild paperwork and present it to you at a used dealer going, oh, this is the paperwork we were given. So they have sort of, what is that called? Deniability. Yeah. Like, oh, this is just what we were given when we got the truck. So here's, it's easy enough to find rebuild paperwork on a truck and change a few numbers on it, like the truck number, you white it out. And then, because I learned how to do this with actually, funny story, if you want me to jump off subject here for a minute.
I'm sure they don't.
Probably not, but I'm going to tell it anyways. That back in the day when I was dispatching gas tankers out of Bakersfield, when you were going to pick up loads of jet fuel, you had to have clean tanks or they were washed out with diesel fuel ahead of time. They couldn't have gas on before you picked up jet fuel because it could contaminate the fuel and a plane would crash. So you had to present a bill of lading, okay? Well, of course, I was a dispatcher at my place in Bakersfield back in the day. I won't say where. But I would actually go back and take bills of lading of diesel loads and go back and white out and change the truck number on the truck that was supposed to load jet fuel in the morning. But what I would do the night before is I'd change the bill of lading and make the truck number, and then I put it through a Xerox machine a couple times so it would fade the number through a Xerox. And then, because you had to take the last bill of lading from that load, and they would take it with them to go load jet fuel. But then what would happen when I made the fake bill of lading, I would go out in the yard, open up all the valves on the truck and pop the domes and pop the vapor caps and everything. So all the gas would drain out. And then overnight, the air would naturally ventilate the tanks and stuff like that. So there was no vapors left in the tank and all this kind of stuff. If I could do it, a used truck dealer could absolutely do it.
Right.
So I'm just saying, I know how to change bills. No, nobody ever crashed. No, and technically too, I mean, that was only in California. once you go to other states, they didn't give a shit. Like I was hauling jet fuel out of McCarran Airport in Las Vegas, and all you had to do was pull in there and just drain the gas out of the header bars, and then you could load jet fuel right on top of it. They didn't care. Anyway, that was a California thing, moreover, and a lot of jet fuel places.
You have a deposit with them when you ain't getting it back. When you go there and you find out at the junkyard that they just put freaking fresh paint on and everything. Sorry, bud.
Yeah, so the story I'm telling you though is paperwork can be changed. Things can be cheated. When you're talking about a dealer telling you it has a rebuild and they even present you with paperwork, turn around, call that dealer. Is what it is.
Make sure
call that dealer and verify. Hey, is this rebuild correct? Because I know you guys will have it on file. This dealer's telling me I got a rebuild from your shop. Is it legit? And if they say
yes, lipstick on old hookers.
Yeah. That
unless you got a whole lot of extra money apart from what you pay for that truck, and you either have a super good mechanic or you just like a fixer-upper in your backyard.
Now, Ohio truck sales though. Okay, I mean, no hate to them. I didn't buy a truck there because they really made my balls twinge. That just walking around their lot and the whole thing they were selling. Oh, great trucks, great trucks. Oh, golf clap. You know what I mean?
Very good deal. Very
good deal. We could. It's like dealing with. Yeah, it's like having a having a Pakistani freight broker. You know what I mean? I got you good deal, my friend. Good deal. This is very good deal for you. If anybody's ever been on a load board and had to call a broker before,
yeah, Chuck.
You just got it.
Yeah, Chuck. It's like fluffy boots.
Fluffy boots, yeah. That if anybody's ever dealt with a Middle Eastern or Pakistani freight broker before, and you call on a load, and they go, yeah, oh, very good rate for you, my friend. I cut you very good deal. Yes, this is excellent load. You know, anyway, I'm just putting it out there.
Yeah.
We learned, we actually wasted our time and drove all the way to Stan knows Landstar, and you get a hold of a broker or agent on the phone, and they go, "Oh, I cut you a very good deal."
Or like when we worked for Traveloco.
Our Traveloco was the worst.
Yeah,
because they were all from the Middle East.
Yeah, because the one guy, you know, he's like, "Oh, I got you this deal," and he's like, "Well, did you negotiate or whatever?" "Oh, we don't need to do that. It's very good deal. Very good deal
for you, my friend. I got you the best deal ever." It's like, you're offering me a load for $1.90 a mile. Yeah. Did you actually work a deal?
Yeah.
Is this as good as it gets?
You just take what they gave you. Holy crap.
Holy shit, trucker. Wow.
Wow.
Holy shit, man. You must be rolling in fat money, man. Fat stacks.
Yeah. Thank you. Wow. Yeah, but be very careful when you go, because.
And that has to do with.
And everybody has to go see for themselves, I suppose.
Yeah. If you gotta go see for yourself, that's fine. Justin and his wife, they want to go up there to Sandusky and waste their time to go all the way to Sandusky and check these trucks out. Never know. There might be just that pile of shit sitting there.
Hi, Trucker Curtis.
So there might be that one in the rough sitting there on the lot that day that you may have the means to go and get and everything. But be very careful. Take it off site to a mechanic. Verify the paperwork, if any. Do your homework on that truck, because like I said, my gut told me when we walked on that lot, I went through some trucks. Selena was sitting there kind of backing me up going, "How's that one?" And I'm like, meh.
I mean, I wasn't thrilled because of the amount of money we were going to have to put down. And when I looked at these things, I mean, I'm just a chick. And
no, you're not as versed on trucks as me.
Yeah.
That I started looking through these things, popping hoods and going through them and stuff. And then like, where people will be more so caught up in the aesthetics of the truck, like, oh, it's got a scratch or it's got a dent in the fuel tank or it's got I don't care about that shit. I don't care about paint. I don't care about the fuel tank. If it's got a dent, these are things that are, oh, it's like when you move into a new place and go, oh, that wall, like if you're making a decision on getting a house and the wallpaper sucks.
Yeah.
When you walk in for a tour of the house, oh, that wallpaper's horrible. I don't want this place. You can change the wallpaper. That's just aesthetics. But if the wood is rotten,
$25 because I'm just a chick. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, I'm just a chick, but when I walked in, I was looking at those. I was like, oh man.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a whole bunch of bad ones.
A lot. I'm talking 95%.
Yeah.
It was bad.
Really bad. We opened up one and climbed up inside, and literally it was full carpet on the bottom, and it looked like someone had changed their oil and brought the oil pan full of oil in there, and then drove cross country with it about 100 times.
And that specific truck, when we crawled up in it and we're looking at it, you were talking about the carpet
and the smell.
Well, no, and I said that doesn't matter to me.
No,
I don't care about that. That doesn't matter. I can pull that carpet out. That doesn't matter. I want to know about this motor. I want to know about the frame. I want to know about these axles. I want to, I'm going over the mechanics of the truck.
Like I said, I'm just a chick, but when you look at the dash and there's gauges missing and there's wires hanging, it's like, well, how many light bulbs did they pull out so that, check engine lights don't come on, and, how much stuff has been, jerry-rigged and...
Well, a lot of these trucks, you got them, they had holes in the dash. All the gauges were gone.
Yeah.
They were even missing the actual fucking starter, the ignition.
Some of them were missing door handles.
They were missing door handles. They didn't even have a keyhole in the door.
Yeah.
They were just missing. And it's like, wait. So the thing is, a lot of these trucks we were looking at were based around between $40,000 and $60,000. All right. And we went through all of these trucks, and the stickers on some of these trucks I crawled up into were literally $60,000 for a 2000 Peterbilt 379. Okay, X-Hood. Yeah, Peterbilt X-Hood 2000 had a Caterpillar, had a 6NZ Cat. Okay, cool. But got up in it, thing was tore back as shit, and you realize even if mechanically the thing was halfway sound, you're going to have to sink a ton of money in this thing just to get it road ready.
Yeah, because a lot of them weren't.
You got to be able to lock your door.
Yeah.
I mean, basic shit too. You're going to be sinking nickels and dimes across this thing, but you're going to sink 10,000 nickels and dimes into this thing before you even get it road right.
Yeah,
right?
before it's DOT safe.
Before,
so
before it's even operational to go pull your first load. But then they still want $60,000 for it.
Yeah.
No, you want $20,000 for it, and then I got to sink 20 into it to get it road ready. That I could understand. But Ohio Truck Sales wants $60,000 for a truck,
and
that you're going to have to put another, and there's no talking on the price either apparently with them.
The price is the price. That's it.
And they're like, that's just what we need for them because these are very desirable trucks. They're giving you the whole line too. Desirable trucks. These are hoods. Yeah. And it's like, okay, well, you're telling me I got to buy this truck from you for $60,000, but I got to sink another 20 into it just to roll it down the road.
Yeah. It's like,
maybe legal. Maybe.
Yeah. Well, we read all these reviews and they were all bad, and all this stuff, and how people called the Better Business Bureau on them, and like they didn't even get down the road and they broke down and had to have a
that was in the reviews of the place. Yeah, literally people drove off the lot with it before they even got back on the tollway to go driving home with it. The thing broke down on the on-ramp a few miles from their yard, and they're like, oh shit. And then they call, of course, and go, hey, the truck just broke down 5 miles from your yard. What the hell? And they're like, well, I mean, this goes to that. Obviously they didn't check the truck out very well. They just came in, bought it, and split. And then they said, like, I had to put $15,000 into it before I could even get it running again. And like Ohio Truck Sales, of course, they're a used truck dealers. So of course they're like, well, it was a used truck when you bought it.
So it's like we read all these, just like JustTruckin, and it's like, but we had to go see for ourselves because, there's always those people who put out bad reviews and this and that. But when we got there, it was legit. It was a junkyard with a lot of paint.
The thing I noticed too while we're walking around the yard, they had several trucks plugged in because they were dying constantly. They had no new batteries in them, no nothing.
Yeah.
Tires are worn down, brakes are bad. The pumpkins on the axles were totally deteriorated, like the paint peeled off of them and stuff. So those pumpkins were hot as shit. The differential oil. And somebody asked, what's an oil sample do? Ghost Cat.
Yeah.
What's an oil sample? If that's a sarcastic question, I don't know. Oil samples. You pull an oil sample, you pull a pumpkin sample. Pumpkin is the differentials on the axles. Does it
matter if they just change the oil in it?
If there's metal fragments in it,
If it's a fresh oil change, will it still show?
Well, the oil sample, maybe you might not get new fragments out of it, but the pumpkin sample, typically, if you pull a pumpkin sample and you find fragments in it, metal shards is what it is. Those pumpkins are fried up. Plus, pulling an oil sample can tell the viscosity of the oil and stuff that if it's burnt up or not. If when a truck is going down the road and they haven't properly maintained those axles and stuff, the heat will build up, the viscosity of the oil, metal fragments, you get shards in it and stuff like that, and whatever other people can add to it that can tell you the metals, etc. Yeah, in your oil, that if your engine is taking a dump on you, you will see sediment, fragmentation of metals and stuff like that in the oil samples. Same thing with the pumpkins. You pull oil samples from the pumpkins, same thing. Oil, the viscosity, they can test all that. And, while you're going down the road, if those axles have been burning up and they got warped or anything, they will show shards of metals, stuff like that. So you can make a good determination that for the price of the truck you're getting, say you get a truck for super cheap and it's got a bad oil sample, the pumpkin samples are bad, it has a bad dyno, a lot of blow by, all the stuff that it's going to need a rebuild soon, all these kinds of things, right? Count on a rebuild. Yeah, exactly. That if you're showing bad oil samples and stuff, but you're getting the truck for super cheap, so you can count on, hey, I'm going to get this truck for cheap, but I'm going to have to do a rebuild on it. I'm going to have to rebuild those axles. I might have to rebuild the tranny, all this kind of stuff. But if you get it for super cheap, then you can take that into consideration. You're getting a deal cheap on a truck, but I'm going to have to do all this work. Now, if you're buying a used truck for $60,000 and you drive it off the lot and you're going to have to do a rebuild on it for 20 grand and you're going to have to rebuild the pumpkins and all this shit and rebuild the tranny, now you just spent $60,000 on a heap that you're going to have to also put another $30,000 or $40,000 into just to get it running right. Now, you may not have to get a rebuild right away. You might luck out. You might get a couple 100,000 miles out of this thing before you got to rebuild some of the shit. Who knows? But if the samples come back bad and you paid full price for this used truck, full value of what you may see of a good truck, that you could go spend $60,000 that just had a recent rebuild with paperwork and you can verify it. $60,000 on a 2005 Peterbilt, 379X hood with a C15 cat and everything, but it had a recent rebuild. It's got $200,000 on the rebuild. We got paperwork. You can verify it. You take it to a shop and they pull samples and all this kind of stuff, and even do a dyno. If you want to do a dyno, go for it. If you're spending that much money on a truck, do a dyno. Check the blow by. Check the pressure. All this kind of stuff. That will tell you where it's at. If all the blow by is nil or minimal and all the pressures are good and all this kind of stuff and everything's showing good, then by all means, you know that you're going to get a lot of mileage out of that truck before an issue comes up, more than likely. So.
What's up, girl? Are you getting jealous because I'm on TV?
God damn it.
No,
Talking
drink.
so much. I got a drink.
Yeah.
Party foul? So anyway, yeah, that was my take on Ohio truck sales, though. Very shady. We went in there the night before, checked it all out. I was walking off the lot after we just checked out some of the trucks, and I already had a hinky feeling. My gut was like, but I'm going to give it an honest shot. We'll come back in the morning and really go through this place. Because it's like, well, Selena was kind of asking me, like, what do you think? Which one do you like? All this kind of stuff while we were there the night before. And I was like, I got to admit, I'm all of a sudden, because I was the one going in there with high hopes. I was the one all energetic, like, give me a hood. Yeah, we're going. Selena's like, you sure you want to drive all the way up there and look at all these trucks? I'm like, yeah, we're going. I don't care. We're going. I want that hood. I want my W9, goddammit. We get up there. I start walking around the lot, and all of a sudden that teeter-totter kind of went the other way, where I was walking around going, ooh.
What up,
this
John
ain't,
G?
What's up? That all of a sudden, me walking around a lot and checking out some of these trucks, I wasn't feeling it. And I was like, my gut's kind of telling me something here. And Selena's like, well, so you don't want anything? What's going on?
Thanks, Kirby.
What about this one? What about that one? Or something. And I'm like, like there was one white. It was like a 2006 W9, had a 72-inch sleeper, C15 cat. They claimed it had a rebuild and everything. And I got up in that bitch and I was like looking around in it, popped the hood, checked the motor out, everything. And I was like, this ain't anything like I was expecting what I saw online. It was like new.
Yeah.
So we walked off the lot the first night and I was already kind of feeling like, oh,
And then we
it was a
thought,
humbling moment.
then we thought, well, we're already in Sandusky, so in the morning we'll just check out. We'll go over there, take another good look around, and just, give them a second look over and a second chance. And of course, nobody would even talk to us while we were there.
No, nobody even came out and talked to us. We had a sales chick. She was right there in the building too. She didn't even come out to greet us. Like, hi guys, how you doing?
Yeah, she called us when we were halfway home.
Well, we were still in Ohio. We were on our way back through Toledo. We got back we got back on the tollway, and we're heading home already. So the next morning, so I checked out the trucks the night before. Went to our hotel, we grabbed a couple beers, we hung out, and we sat there talking about it all night too. We're just like, okay, I'll give it a full try. We'll go back in the morning, we'll check the trucks out more, all this kind of stuff and whatever. But already I was feeling like this place was not what it was all propped up to be. You know what I mean? What's up, Anita? Anyway, so we went back the next morning. Went out, got us some breakfast, made a clean slate of it, morning. Let's go back over, check these trucks out, really go through them. Yeah, right? Better. I ended up with the clap and something burning in my pee hole, going to Ohio Truck Sales. So go back over there in the morning. They opened up by like 8 or 9 or something like that. We were back over there right about that time, walking back through the lot. And there's even a picture of me that you took.
Yeah.
Of me with all this whole row of hood trucks. They all look nice.
Yeah.
It was just when we got to Ohio Truck Sales, I'm walking along and I turned around, look at Selena, and she took a picture of me though with all these hood trucks. And like, we wanted to post that if we were actually going to buy a truck there, of like, look at me, I'm out here buying a brand new truck. Brr, we didn't even use the photo for anything because we walked out of there in such mad disappointment. So the next morning we go back, we're walking through the place. I went through every single truck, and I'm talking, they probably had close to 100 trucks on their lot. Like, no joke. Ton of trucks, ton of hoods. I got in every one of these trucks, popped every hood all the way down the row, all the way back again, looking at all these trucks within a year range that I was really looking forward to, and the kind of engine and whatever that I wanted. I wanted a Cat, C15 Cat, 6NZ, everything from that sort of way on up. And I was really looking at the KWs and looking at all the Pete's though, just checking them all out. So we were there 3 hours in the morning, and I went through every single truck. Y Cat, C15s, or a C15 Cat, 6NZ Cat, typically pre-emission motors are considered the best overall motor. Yes, Detroit and Cummins are good motors too, but if you got a C15 Cat, 6NZ, specifically 6NZ Cat, 2003 on back. Yeah, there was us at Ohio. Look at all those trucks, man. Rows of hoods. And every single one of them was sitting on cinder blocks practically. It was amazing. After we went through all these trucks, we actually got in the car and drove away without talking to anybody. No way whatsoever. All right. Like that right there, though, the thing of me walking through that lot, and I was all hopeful. They really let me down. Because as soon as I actually got to look at all these trucks, and I was like, oh, hell no, dude. Because you're wanting full retail price for trucks that are easily worth half as much. So, yeah, the little bit of video we shot while we were there, we didn't even use it for anything because we walked. And then we got in the car, pulled out, drove away. And I remember the shop manager guy watched us walk off the lot and get in our car. He walked out, he was looking at us, and he just turned around and walked away like, oh, there goes another one. You know what I mean? He literally had that look on his face like, ah, shit, we didn't fool them, because we pulled out and left. So we got down the road, got back on the I-80 tollway, heading back towards Toledo. And when I got a call from the sales chick at Ohio Truck Sales, and she's like, or was it a text?
It was a call.
Was it a call?
Yeah.
Or did I even pick it up because I was driving or something like
I don't
that?
think you picked
I
it
think
up.
I texted her back after a bit, and I said, hey, no, she's like, hey, did you find a truck you like? I I said, no, we already left. He said, what do you mean? I go, not to be, offensive or anything.
Yeah.
I was trying to be nice about it, even though it was
Got a
like, you
lot
guys
more
really
crap.
wasted my fucking time.
Yeah.
We were driving away though, and it was like, I gotta admit, we left.
Yeah.
And she
I
said, oh,
mean-
really? What happened? And I'm like, if I can break it down to you honestly, you were asking.
There you go. You bought a truck from Ohio truck sale. You had to put $10K into it right away.
No joke.
Just to make it right.
We drove away though, and I told her straight up, I said, your trucks are way overpriced and they're all buckets. Literally, like they're all junk.
She's like, oh, I'll pass the message
So, well, I'll pass the message along directly to the owner. I'm sorry to hear that. Now, to this day, I still get phone calls from Ohio truck sales say, hey, when you ready to buy a truck?
Yeah, she
No.
called like last week. She goes,
Yeah, it's like she's called intermittently over time now. I'm going, hi, just checking in, see if you're ready to buy your next truck. Are you ready to come back and buy a truck? You ready to give me a call? Nope. It's like that chick that you banged one time that had a real stinky twat. You guys ready to come back over for some more fun? Nope. There wasn't no amount of soap for 3 weeks to get the stank off my meat dart. You straight ruined my balls, man.
Why would you even get that close?
Because I was drunk.
But
I was on roofies.
But no, we were like really serious about it because like our bank, at the time there are none here in Illinois, so we, around here, so we had to drive to Chicago before we went there to get the cashier's check for $17,600.
Because we were prepared to go there and buy a truck.
Yeah, so we were there.
We got there. We took that on the way.
Yeah,
we took that check back to the bank and put it right back in our account. Well, screw that. I ain't doing none of this.
Yeah, so it was a big ordeal to get all the money in the stipulations and how they wanted it, and they didn't want just a check. You had to have a cashier's check or a money order, and it's like, good God.
Yeah, so think of it. We ended up buying this 2015 Freightliner. It's also been a little bit of a headache. We've had repairs on it. We've put out about $9,000 in repairs on this truck so far. Put a few grand down. Extra $9,000, so we're up to $12,000 cash input to this truck, but our payments are only $8.99 a month. Our overhead is incredibly low. We ultimately made out better with this truck than we would have buying one of those shit buckets. Yeah. Our payment would have been more. We would have put more money down, and it would have been an overpriced.
Yeah, and then we would have to put a lot of money in it to be able to continue. I mean, at least the repairs we've had on this truck they're spread out and nothing major, just, but, it's like a lot of those trucks too, like, what was it, the pumpkins you were saying, like if the paint wear on the back, like the layers.
It's an indicator. It doesn't mean anything's wrong with it, but if the pumpkins on the differentials are warped or flaking paint and stuff like that, now, you'll see a lot of people go back, they'll grind on them, and Earl Scheib them, they'll spray can those things to make them look good. When you go to a dealer, look at your differentials, the pumpkins on the axles. If they're all warped and they got paint flaking off, but you can tell it's painted over, okay? That's a very common trick used dealers will do. They'll paint the motors, and they'll, like, cat yellow, Cummins red, whatever. They will paint, they will spray can, they will Earl Scheib those motors and those axles. Even though if you go back and look at the pumpkin on the axle, you got the whole pumpkin, right? But you can see that there's a lot of flaked off paint, but it's spray canned. First indicator. Don't. I'm late to the stream. What's up with JustTruckin? JustTruckin just did a live stream a little while ago that we were watching. He is still adamant about going to Ohio truck sales, and I'm saying, don't waste your time. I even sent him an email. Don't waste your time. This place is they're going to charge you full price for a gutter pig, is what it is. So
yeah, I mean, maybe he wants a project. I don't know, but
yeah, it's like you're going to buy a truck for 50 or 60 grand and still sink money into it. It's like, no, the thing will not be road ready at that place. Ohio truck sales is, is shit.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
And you don't leave
can
there
find
with a DOT certified or anything like that.
Yeah.
So
you
to legally even drive it to someplace, I don't know.
What's a good price range for a 379 or W900
depends
versus
on what year.
Well, what year and everything too. Like you can see a lot of the more recent, like say a 2014 W900 with the ISX 15 Cummins and whatever. These things are going for 70 grand. Where you go look at a clean pre-emission Caterpillar Cummins W9 like 2007 on back that are still going for more money than the newer motors because of DPF issues. The DPF issues are killing the truck market on used truck sales as opposed to the pre-emission motors. If you're not worried about going to California, say you run the Midwest, East Coast, and on, a pre-emission motor is great. So you don't have to worry about CARB, which is the California Air Resources Board, and their shit with the DPF systems. Everywhere else in the country doesn't require a DPF system. So if you buy a pre-emission motor, you're good to run in 47 of the 48 states here. You're not driving to Hawaii, obviously, unless you put a big ass snorkel on that bastard, right?
Right.
I mean, last time I checked, Pacific Ocean gets a little deep out there. So if you got a snorkel that's about 5,000 feet long, you might make it.
Yeah, and they haven't quite completed that bridge yet.
Yeah, I heard they're working on it. $2. Thanks, John. What's up, man?
Whoop, whoop.
Do I like Kenworth? Yeah, if I had my choices of trucks, my W9 was always my first choice. Pete's, I've driven a ton of Pete's too. Love them. They're great trucks, all that kind of stuff, you know. Between the two, looks wise, if you're looking just at the looks, the W9 always hit me a little better than the 379. But if I had a 379, I wouldn't kick it in the nuts. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, it's still a sweet truck. So.
Just got back to Michigan from Vegas. I bet you're glad to be back in Michigan, except for the snow, I'm sure.
Why the W9? Probably back about 2007, my preference for W9s or Peterbilts. When I was working for a company out of Utah, the owners there, they ran all W9s, okay? And the way they set them up and everything. But the one owner, it was JustTruckin out of Hurricane, Utah. It was a place I was working for. I was hauling fuel tankers. One of the owners had a W9. It was an earlier one. It was like a 96 KW W900 with an 86-inch sleeper. But of course, he had his own shop and everything, and his truck was totally customed out. It was all lowered in the weeds and everything. And with a Peterbilt and a KW sitting next to each other, so for some reason, that W9 just rang my bell. I was like, oh man, I got a boner for that thing, dude. For whatever reason, the look of it, the profile of it, all that kind of, I want one of those. When you have that moment, the epiphany, you know, that's what I want. I want that. You know, the 379 sitting next to it was sweet, and the profile of it and everything. Gotta admit, Pete's got a mean look to him. I love him. But for whatever reason, that KW just rang my bell.
And I like the inside of the KW better.
Well, and they got the bigger sleepers, and they're more spacious.
It's set up better.
The cabs themselves are narrow. Between a 379 or a W9, the cabs are both narrow. You're going to have to squeeze your ass through the seats to get into the sleeper. But then, you know, if you think about over the road and comfort, the 86-inch sleeper was just a lot nicer. So that, but for whatever reason, the profile of it, the look of it, the guts of it was pretty much the same. They both had, say, cat motors and same gear ratios, both 18 speeds, you know, all this kind of stuff. They're going to be kind of the same in a lot of ways for the guts of it, but if you want the amenities of the W9 with the bigger sleeper over the 379, it has a smaller 70-inch unibuilt sleeper. You know, it's all preference, but it's just that W9 just, like I said, if something ever just gives you a hard on, when you see that chick that just gives you a hard on, you know, see that truck that chubs you up, that was it. Just saying.
What?
You getting tired?
No, my knee was hurting. All folded up on the couch.
Yeah. Now here's the thing with the KWs and Pete's. If you got a 72-inch Aerodyne W900, the 72 inches can be a little bit small. I will admit that. The 86 inch was sweet, and I just love that truck with the 86 inch. If I had to go to a Pete or KW, 72 inch sleeper KW, or the 70 inch Peterbilt, I think the makeup of the Peterbilt was a little bit better with the Unibilt sleeper as opposed to the Aerodyne sleeper on the KW. But if I was going to get it to KW, I would want the 86 inch sleeper. What the fuck is this? What?
It's a live feed, bitch.
No.
This is truck talk.
Yeah, Aero Cab. What was I saying?
Mm.
Aero Cab sleeper that KW had. Anyway. She's so understanding of my sailor talk. What are you talking about? She's dirtier than me. Go ahead.
What?
What are you talking? I'm a truck driver. She's been a welder, plumber, and pipe fitter. Who do you think?
In the union.
In the union.
Yeah.
Who do you think has a dirtier mouth, a plumber or a truck driver? W9 is still wider between the seats than a 379. I mean, you're really talking about a couple of inches probably. It's not, it can't be much. They're both really narrow.
Truck driver? I don't know.
Huh? What?
He said truck driver has a worse mouth.
Now, I trained on a KW 660 studio sleeper. Nice truck. Yeah. Basically, the only difference between a 660 and a W900 is the hood, and 660s have a setback front axle a little bit. They turn a little bit sharper. W9 is more stretched out. But the sleeper and the actual amenities in the cab are the same. Have you looked into that truck shop out of Dallas area? TAT Express? No. I know about Classic Truck Sales in Dallas. They've had some nice trucks. You still have your Cascadia? Yeah, we do. If so, what year is it? 2015. Was it reliable? For the most part. Looking to buy my first truck, and I am looking at a DD Crapscadia or a Cummins Porn Star, both around 400,000 to 500,000 miles.
Lone Mountain.
Lone Mountain Truck
got a
Sales has
whole
plenty
bunch
of
of
those
them.
for cheap.
And then you just give him his name, so...
Yeah, use us as a reference.
Yeah, use us as a reference.
Yeah, if you just want a regular old fleet truck, as far as the price goes and the payment, Lone Mountain Truck Sales has been fine for us. I mean, it kept our overhead low. It's a used truck. We've put as much money into it as you could expect for a used truck. I mean, it works. It gets down the road and it's cheap.
I mean, it's a way better deal than our other Crapscadia was. That was way overpriced.
Yeah, that one was way overpriced.
Yeah.
We ducked out of that one.
Yeah.
You're buying cash and both are 19 and 22K. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, ours cost about, through Lone Mountain, cost total after financing and everything will be about 35K. But the truck itself was about 27,000. So. Did we sell our Cascadia that we have with Landstar? No, we just turned it back in.
Yeah, it was a walkaway.
It was a leasing deal. We just got rid of it. Talking about truck repair shop from your last live feed in regards to the Cascadia issues.
Well, we're not going all the way to Texas to get it repaired. It costs more to go drive to Texas to get it repaired than it would to just be to have it get repaired here.
Well, yeah, we don't go to Texas, so there's no reason for us to go to Texas. I can find a mechanic around here to work on it.
Yeah.
Gasket in February, Lone Mountain had to replace. Hey, gasket to now in January, all covered by warranty. Yeah, and we're going to re-up the warranty on ours pretty quick to just cover everything so we don't lose any more money.
You bought a brand new one from them. They got a whole bunch of brand new trucks in too. We were looking at those.
Yeah, as we start figuring our idea to add trucks at some point, start looking at new ones and everything and whatever.
Is there truck parking at that pizza joint?
Where? Next time you're in Fowler, Indiana, or Flora. around noontime, you have to try the pizza, King Best Pizza. Actually, we drove by that place, King Best Pizza. I saw it. I forget where oh no, it was in the town. Just west of Flora. We come back in on the highway there. I want to say it was Flora. And we drove back into the next town over west of Flora that I saw King Best Pizza. How much?
Delphi?
How much down? 3,000 down at Lone Mountain. Our truck, they sold all those ones, the Cascadias they had. They were 3,000 down and $8.99 a month. Those are all gone now, but they do have some international Pro Stars. I think they're 2015s or 16s. You go on their website and look. They're looking for 3,000 down on those and $9.99 a month with Cummins. So
Lone Mountain,
Lone Mountain's just got a whole bunch of Globetrotters in. They got new Cascadias and new T680s if you're looking to upgrade.
Yeah, Daniel. We were just looking at them yesterday. The whole website, they got a whole bunch of new ones already.
Well, they say they're coming soon, so
coming soon.
They're ordering them. They're getting them in or whatever. Yeah, Pro Stars. I've heard a lot of things about Pro Stars. They just don't hold up. They fall apart. And that's the thing when you get into these plastic fleet trucks, Cascadias, Pro Stars, even T680s or Pete 579s or whatever, they are plastic trucks. Keep that in mind. They will fall apart. Is Cummins going to be the engine of the future? I would say as far as the future goes, Detroit.
They're getting W900 trucks too. They didn't say that on their website, and when we talked to them, they said they were still.
Yeah, they said they weren't ordering any more hoods. They were going to concentrate on used fleet trucks and adding some new aerodynamic models as they went, and that's held up true so far. I haven't seen any W900s come back into their mix. If they did, I might call them.
Yeah, we might actually get one if they do.
Now, as far as like Taylor saying,
oh, he said he saw it on Facebook. Nice.
That Pro Stars, between Cascadias and Pro Stars, I got to admit, now I'm talking about the older model Cascadias, like 2018 on back, like the one we got. As far as the layout of the inside, I prefer a Pro Star to Cascadias. Pro Stars have a better interior than Cascadias. And PACCAR is getting better reviews. The PACCAR motors are getting better. As long as they uphold their warranties on them. Like I said, we looked at PACCAR back in 2018. We went to the PACCAR dealer in Salt Lake City while we were running FedEx, looking at KWs and stuff, and they had PACCAR motors like crazy, and they were willing to warranty those things up to 1 million miles. That's how much they're wanting to push their PACCAR motors. So if you can get a 1 million mile warranty on a PACCAR motor, what do you got to lose, really? If it's covered, then you'll do far better than a Cummins that you got to rebuild at 600,000 miles or something like that.
Right now they got 201 2017 Freightliner Cascadias with 5,000 down.
Who?
Lone Mountain.
Oh, what? Oh, 2017?
Yeah.
Yeah, they got a bunch of used Cascadias and stuff for 3,500 down.
But it shows for the new trucks,
down, whatever.
They got 2022 Kenworth T680s, Freightliner Cascadias, and Volvo DNL 860s coming soon.
And that's a Globetrotter package,
too. Nothing about 900s.
2016, 2018 Pro Stars are half decent. Yeah, the only thing is about the ISX Cummins from before the X15 came out, the ISX 15 from 2012 to 2017. A lot of guys are having issues that they got to rebuild them. The injectors, the valves, everything goes absolutely shit for some reason by about 600,000 miles. I've seen this many, many times that the Cummins motors from 12 to 17, they're having to be rebuilt well ahead of time because whatever mix they have of all the crap in these ISX 15s during that period and the DPF systems and stuff, they're just burning these motors up. Find a W9 379 is Western Canada. Was the process gruesome at Lone Mountain? No, it was not. It was actually pretty easy. As long as you got money in the bank, they want to see, I think it was like 3,000 or 4,000 in the bank after you make your down payment, which we had plenty more than that. So it was like we were kind of a shoe-in. They will run your credit. They don't want to see any. I think it was like their criteria was like they didn't want to see any child support liens or something like that. Which I have child support, but all mine's paid up, so that was not a problem. They don't want to see any late payments for at least 6 months, which we're fine, just they just want to make sure you're going to be responsible. So they're kind of lenient on some things. As long as you got money in the bank and it shows that you're going to a reputable carrier with the truck, say loan, like where we're at was okay, kind of an unknown carrier to them. If you're going to Landstar, you'll actually get a deal on your down payment with Lone Mountain. I think they knock a couple thousand off or something like that.
So the only thing I found with Lone Mountain and W900s was 2017. They posted something on Facebook. When you Google Lone Mountain W900, it's the first thing up. It says, but
27. Well, those are the ones we were looking at that we took pictures of.
Yeah, but
that was back in 2017.
But then you click on it and you go to the thing, and it was posted October 3rd, 2016.
Okay.
So it's not a new.
And the salesperson at Lone Mountain told me too that they were not looking to get any hood trucks anymore. They were just going aerodynamic, which is really like, call it them just being protective of their own investment. That if you go out and get this hood truck that gets worse fuel mileage and everything, you're not going to make as much money. So you may not be able to make the payment if you're not making as much money by saving a couple miles per gallon on your fuel. Getting an aerodynamic plastic truck would make sense. That you're saving more money on the fuel. Ultimately, you make more money so you can make your truck payment. If you really think about it from their perspective, I'm sure that's...
Yes, Taylor, it's mandatory by the company.
Dash camera truck. Yeah, Mobileye and all that shit. Yeah, it's
part of their liability.
The company we lease on to, that's part of their insurance crap. So we got to put it in there. Which I don't mind it. It's just a forward facing camera with no audio. So whatever. It's not looking at me sitting there scratching my balls all day. So what are you doing?
Turning the heat down.
It's hot in here, huh?
My cheeks are getting red.
I thought you put on some blush.
I'm feeling flush.
God, my gray hairs. We're watching ourselves on the TV. My gray hairs look all shaggy right now. What's my favorite engine? What's up, Kurt? Sorry I missed your question a couple ways back. If I had to kind of give it to what's the best engine, the first one I would do would be a pre-emission Cat 15-liter 6NZ motor. They ran up until about 2003. 2004, you had the new emissions motor for a year. They called it the bridge motor. Between the 6NZ and then the C15 ACERT technology came out in 2005. So yeah, 2003 on back, you had the 6NZ Cat, which was a really great motor. And that was a 3406E motor. It was a single turbo. I don't know, just the all around design of that motor was great. Ran very efficiently, even though the fuel mileage was like usually 5 to 6 miles per gallon, but it was a very durable, dependable motor. Number two and three kind of putting an equal. You had the N14 Cummins and the Series 60 Detroit, 15-liter Detroit, both very sturdy motors. Of the newer motors, the X15 Cummins is really good. PACCAR and Detroit are holding their own. I mean, with these new DPF motors, it's hard to say, as far as all the problems you have with them. If you had to go pre-emission, which I would prefer to do, Cat 6NZ motor, Detroit 60 series 15-liter motor, and an N14 Cummins. The ISX 15 pre-emission is also a good motor. The N14, ISX 15 you can do. Beyond that, the pre-emission Volvo motors were doing okay, and they were packing some heavy horsepower too. You got a 16-liter Volvo with 625 horsepower and 2050 torque. I mean, those motors are pretty mean too. But
okay, yeah. Now it is showing it.
Oh, they got hoods coming soon?
But I think they just put it as a picture. I don't think that they're really having hoods.
Brand new 20 Kenworth and Volvos. That might just be clickbait.
I think it's just clickbait because when you click on the thing, it shows now it won't let me look. Now it wants me to download Facebook to look at it.
My face is a crack up. I'm all looking up like old man glasses at your thing. I'm all, what's going on over there, whippersnapper?
Yeah, our live stream will be up after we're done.
No, we're still on or up. Are you posting this stream up after I was late? No, you're live, man. Oh, he says no. Click on the link. Oh, God. Such an inconvenience. I got to go look it back up.
I don't want to use.
Oh, Facebook is it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of like to our detriment in some ways as far as our social media presence. We don't use Instagram or Facebook or anything like that.
I mean, I have it on the iPad just for sharing videos.
Yeah.
And that's it. We don't have it on phones or nothing like that.
But yeah, we have very limited social media presence. We're not on Twitter or Snapgram or FaceSpace or MyBook. Now, one thing I say about Volvos, back in the day I drove a couple of Volvos. They were the smoothest riding trucks ever. You talk about, oh, I want this, I want that. Volvos were the smoothest riding trucks I had ever been in. Those things were like floating on a cloud. So, did we get our authority? No. I'm not doing none of that right now. I'll wait till all the havoc of the world calms down a little bit before we look at.
Oh, right there. 2022 W900s arriving in March.
Oh.
Looks like we might be
Look like I might be buying a new truck.
Right?
We'll have some good cred built up with Lone Mountain at the time too, so it might be time to add a truck to the fleet, huh?
Yeah.
A new W9 with an X15 Cummins, because you know that's what it's going to have. Maybe a PACCAR motor, I don't know. I've seen a lot of K-Dubs and Pete's with PACCAR motors in them, which maybe, I don't know. Maybe they've stepped up. I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
but with a PACCAR. God damn it. See, now you just went and killed my buzz, man.
Yeah.
Now, if it's a high horsepower, now the PACCAR MX motors, it's usually an MX 13 liter, which is like a 12.8 liter motor. It's a small motor meant for freight, just general 80,000 pound, whatever. If PACCAR has come out with a bigger motor by now, like a 14, 15 liter, because I've seen them where they're like 525 horse or something like that, 530 horse maybe. Somebody correct me, 510 horse. I don't know. Where it'd have to be a little bit bigger of a motor, I'd figure. If anybody's heard about PACCAR putting out a bigger motor, then maybe something to think about. Honestly, don't know the engine, but I'm assuming it's going to be the cheaper engine, which is a PACCAR. Yeah. Yeah, if it was a 565 Cummins, man, that'd be pretty badass.
That's funny.
Still a 12.9 liter.
Tell me,
Yeah. That MX-13 motor, while it could be a good motor,
who does? Oh,
510 horsepower. Yeah, like I said, I saw something floating around about Packard's with 500 and something horsepower or whatever. And I was like, where the hell did that come from? Usually like 455 horse, 1450 torque, just light duty motor, more or less. You know what I mean? Now I think about it, hauling ass as opposed to pulling ass. You know what I mean?
who does that look like?
Does it pull? Is that my dad?
No,
Osama bin Laden?
no. Looks like George Clooney, huh?
Oh shit!
You want to see who it is? It's my
That's your dad?
That's my dad.
Oh shit! Well, I'd never seen your dad really, so
Oh yeah.
yeah, it looks like an old crumpy George Clooney.
Looks like him out of that one movie we just watched.
Yeah, the Midnight Sky. Or
Yeah,
whatever.
Midnight Sky. Yeah.
Her dad. She just showed me a picture. Hold that up. This is her dad who lives over in California.
Yeah. I swear to God, dude.
It looks like George Clooney plus 10 or 15 years.
Yeah. That's crazy, huh?
I agree, Jeremy. I'm running Northeast local stuff with Bezos and port work. I'm going to run the stepping stone truck, then buy a pre-emission hood. Like I said, everybody says, oh, go get a glider too. Thing is, gliders are still a shit ton of money. If you want to go buy a brand new truck that's a glider truck, power to you. I would love that. Go get a pre-emission cat, put in a brand new KW. Sweet. If you can afford it. Am I looking to go spend that kind of money? California will do that to you. Looks like Tommy Chong. Yeah, you kind of did, huh?
There's my sister. My stepmom. And she's like total Down syndrome kid.
Yeah, what are you gonna do?
Yeah. No pictures of my other sister though.
The new 990s. Like, I'll give it to the 990s. I mean, break them down though. What a 990 is. It's got that big square hood on it with a T680 sleeper. That's all it is. But oh, that 990, man, that's whatever. It's got a T680 interior with a big hood put on the front of it. That's all it is. It's like put on a W900 chassis with a T680 sleeper. That's all it is. No sleepers? Yeah, the day cab. Cool. Yeah, T680 with a hood. That's all it is. If you go check out any pictures of the interior of a 990, it is a T680 sleeper to a T. That's all they did. They just took a T680 sleeper, put it on that big old chassis and said, oh, we got a brand new truck for you. No, you don't. Inland Canada of Manitoba, Canada, they carry a good selection of hooded trucks. Yeah, I don't know what the details would be about moving a truck from Canada to America in that sense. If there'd be some extra fees, taxes, or anything put upon it because of, like an export fee or anything like that. I don't know. Yeah, as far as being a fan of the 990 compared to the W900, no. I would take a W900 first. But if somebody offered me a 990, I'd go, all right. It's like if you couldn't get, Christy Brinkley, if somebody walked in with Roseanne Barr and said, I'll give this to you for free, you'd go, Yeah, we can't even visit Canada probably because of all the lockdowns, huh? What's up, Reckless? What's the matter, girl? I think the dog's gotta take a shit.
Yeah, she's tripping.
She's prancing around like crazy. She's going over where we keep our leashes right over here in the shoe bin. She's over there like jumping up on it and pawing at it and stuff like that. I gotta take a dump, dude. What's the matter? You guys gotta go out? You gotta go peeps and poops? Oh, they get all wild. If I say peeps and poops, peeps and poops, peeps and poops. You wanna go peeps and poops? Come on, peeps and poops. Peeps and poops. You wanna go peeps and poops? Yeah, yeah. You wanna go peeps and poops? They start all trotting around. You wanna go peeps and poops? Where you at? You wanna go peeps and poops?
We've probably been on for long enough anyways.
Well, I guess we've been on over an hour. Just the whole Ohio truck sales thing. I wanted to touch on that, put out a verbal message. If Justin from JustTruckin and his wife watch this, if you're really thinking about going to Sandusky, Ohio to take a look at that dealership, you're forewarned.
Yeah.
Don't.
Yeah, don't.
And if you do,
Yeah.
be very, very careful of what you get into.
Yeah.
Pure and simple. That's all. That's the only way I can put it. Be very cautious.
Yeah.
So, right, girl? Yeah. What do you want to
Go
say?
back to Travel Loco. No way.
Hell no.
Tripping.
What's up? Can you give me kisses? Hmm? What's up, boy? Got your bone? You got your bone? Yeah.
What's up, Bubba's? So yeah.
So anyway, go to RST. Yeah. These two little dopes. I gotta admit, having small dogs has definitely taken me back around to my softer side of Sears. You know, it's like you can't whoop on these dogs like you would a big dog. You know, like screw them.
You can't even yell at them.
Wrestle with them. Or
You
anything.
can't be loud.
Yeah, I'm the big lumbering presence over them all the time. They're all afraid. If I even raise my voice a little bit,
They cower.
they cower and pee.
The way she's just staring at you.
Yeah, she's like, just don't. No, they're cool though.
Yeah.
It's definitely taught me to be a little bit more nice.
Yeah.
To the smaller things, huh? Yeah. 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 She's usually all like right in my face, like licking my nose and stuff. She's all shy right now. Because you gotta go peeps and poops.
He just stopped him.
You want to go peeps and poops? Peeps and poops. You want to go peeps and poops?
You gotta go peas and poops.
You want to go peeps and poops?
Poops and peas, poops and peas, poops and peas,
Poops and peas, poops and peas. Anyway, it's been an hour and 13 minutes.
Yeah. Thank you everybody for
We'll
checking
check
in.
out on that. Just want to check in tonight though, and
Make sure you like, share, subscribe. Tell your friends about us. Hit that button on. Hit that like button on the way out.
what was the answer to going back to Landstar? No plans for that at the moment.
Yeah. I mean, well, eligible at the end of next month.
Yeah, February. Would we get let go from them on February 6th, I think.
So
February 6th of 2020, we got let go, and they said 12 months later, you can come back. And it's like, all right. And it may, I honestly, like we were talking about in a previous video about possibly trying to look to transplant at some point out of Illinois.
Yeah.
Just because of taxes, regulations here and all that stuff. And we can't transfer our CDLs to Illinois.
you have to turn them in.
We got to turn them in and start all over and
go.
go like back to trucking school just to get a CDL.
Yeah, you got to get a permit and all that.
Yeah. So screw all that. We'll end up moving out of Illinois at some point. And we're looking at possibly Florida or Texas. So when that comes about, if Landstar happened to be like a stepping stone,
Come to Tennessee.
Tennessee's cool.
We're looking at like
Looking at
Florida,
warmer weather.
Texas.
And Tennessee's not bad for weather either. But no, just
Florida's really pretty. I like Florida.
yeah, she's really digging on Florida. So we'll see what happens in the future. I mean, like I said, Texas is cool too.
Yeah, I like Texas.
Just when
I
it
like
comes
Florida.
around.
It is so clean in Florida. When you drive down the highways and stuff, it's like I just can't. No, South Dakota. It's too freaking cold. I'm tired of the snow. I like the snow for my living room or my porch. I do not like to truck in it.
Yeah, but you were digging like crazy on Sioux Falls.
Well, yeah. But I don't want to drive in it, so.
Well, you're not driving in it anymore. What are you worried
I
about?
don't even want to be in the truck while it's driving on it.
Then sit home.
I don't want to sit home, so we'll move to Florida.
All right. I guess we're moving to Florida. Jeez. Yeah, and the thing with Florida, Texas, and South Dakota, you can have a nomadic residency there, where if you just set up a PO box or whatever, you can have residency in those 3 states. I don't know if there's more. As far as I know,
No, it's only the 3.
Texas, Florida, and South Dakota, you can have nomad residency, which you just got to set up a PO box, and they'll actually let you have all your business in those states. You can get your driver's license transferred over, pay taxes in that state and everything. Florida, Texas, and South Dakota.
Now, I was looking up, and it can cause you a little bit of tax nightmares to be nomadic, to set it up as nomadic, but it is an option. But I like Florida or Texas, so.
Yeah, and we want to transplant somewhere where we can dig in, get everything transferred. Because right now we live in Illinois, we have residency out of Nevada, we have our LLC out of Missouri, and we have base plates out of Texas. I mean, we are
Everywhere.
spread everywhere, and it just causes kind of a headache. We'd rather go to just solely Texas or just solely Florida, where we could have most everything bundled into one thing. We have residency, our CDLs, we're paying taxes there, we're doing all these things. Everything could be bundled into one place.
Yeah, no state tax too. That's a great thing.
Yeah, and all these places have no state income tax, all that stuff. They're much more favorable for business and stuff. They're wide open. Call them red states if you want, whatever, but they just typically tend to have better moods for business.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, you got to think about it too. Like, where do the rich people go?
yeah, look at where Joe Rogan, Elon Musk, like I said, they went to Texas. Ben Shapiro, he just went to Nashville. Got it. All of them left California. Yeah. Why? What? And Elon Musk even posted a whole thing about a warning to Illinois about, you guys are doing just the same shit that California is doing. You're going to run all the business out of your state. It's not smart. You're causing more regulations and more taxes on businesses just to operate there. I mean, screw you, dude. You got all these other states that are like going, hey, come on down here, and we won't charge you a dime.
Yeah. Yeah, look at that. 10 acres, 2,800 square foot house, in-ground pool, greenhouse, pole barn.
Where's that?
$250,000. North Florida.
Oh, yeah. North Florida, especially. You live up in the Panhandle, cheap as shit.
Yeah.
Texas is the better choice. I can see that. Well, Texas, for trucking, if you're going to be involved in trucking, Texas would be better over Florida. Everybody knows that. But
he said he's in Havana.
Well, we saw gators in Texas.
Yeah, in Louisiana.
No, that was Texas.
Oh, it was Texas.
Well, it was right on the border, Port Arthur, Texas.
Was it Viola or?
Yeah,
when we were doing
Clean Harbors.
Oh.
Or Veolia, yeah.
Veolia.
When we were driving chemical weapons from Colorado down to Port Arthur, Texas, but the pools they had out there and stuff had gators in them. It was funny. Yeah. We actually took pictures of gators in Texas.
Yeah.
Even though it was right on the line with Louisiana and right around the swamp. But yeah, we saw gators. First time we saw gators.
Yeah.
That was trippy.
And I've been looking every time we went to Florida, no gators. Go to Texas, gators.
No, Florida's got some fat ass gators.
Well, yeah, but we didn't see any.
They're fat, like huge ones. Like they've been fed well.
Yeah.
So you got to figure
they've been fed toddlers at Disney World.
Yeah, who did?
Too soon?
Too soon? Too soon? You're horrible.
Well, it's true.
You're horrible. No, it actually happened.
Yeah, it actually happened.
I mean, talk about, we're going to Disney World for the vacation of a lifetime, and then our kid gets taken by a gator.
Yeah.
By a gator.
Right off the beach, right,
I mean,
right next to you.
Oh, my kid was abducted. At least there's a chance your kid can still be found sometime or whatever.
No, it got taken by a gator.
Taken by a gator. I mean, how horrified would you be that you took your kid Like
To the happiest place on earth.
You get this little baby and you're talking, I'm taking you to Disney World in Orlando. Blah, let's go walk around the majestic little Disney World park. And your kid gets taken by a gator.
Yeah. Yeah, you're supposed to be in the happiest place on earth.
Yeah. Smile.
What's wrong, girl? She's tripping.
Yeah, she got to go.
Yeah.
All right, we'll cut it off on that. Hour and 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Thank you for sticking in there with us. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, and...
Keep it between the ditches, bitches.
Is she tripping?
She's tripping. No, I was laughing at John G's. I love toddlers. I just can't finish a whole one myself.
So said the gator.
Check out our merch. I lowered the prices on all the sweatshirts and t-shirts. Well, most of them.
And we're going to start working on some new merch lines to try and build this thing up. And we're going to go with some new merch lines maybe too. And try and work all that out. New companies to make merch and all that kind of stuff too. Because Teespring's cool, but they've been screwing up our stuff.
Yeah.
So it's like maybe we'll find something new. And hats, hoodies, long sleeves, new designs,
stickers, coffee mugs, whatever
coffee
you want.
mugs, anything.
I mean, we got all that on our thing now, but you know, I think there's even some phone cases on there for iPhone.
Yeah, we'll check all that out and get something else working too. And hope you've enjoyed. Since the first of the year, we've been putting up pretty much daily videos. Trying to get into that habit of just daily videos. Every day I work, I want to put up a video.
Yeah, 2 days off, done to do a live feed.
Yep. Yeah, like right now we didn't work today and I didn't get a load for tomorrow. So we did a live feed tonight. Don't expect a video tomorrow. Monday night, maybe video coming up. But we also do our videos pretty much on a as it happens basis. We don't hold our videos over for days or anything. We shoot video and we post it that night when we get home. So
yeah, and then Tuesday we have to pick the kid up from the airport. So maybe we'll make a little bit of video going up there, watching him get off the airplane. You can see him all duded up like he's ready for the rodeo.
Yeah, think about Brent, the kid, when he gets back. He's coming back from Vegas. He's been over there for about a month now.
Yeah.
It's funny as hell when he walks out
off that plane.
The plane, and he's wearing a cowboy hat and Wranglers and cowboy boots.
I mean, he straight looks like he's ready for the rodeo.
Yeah, and he's in Chicago. Imagine that. You got a bunch of like just people in tracksuits and fedoras walking around, and you got Cowboy Bob coming over there. He's like, "Hey, what's going on?"
Like he just stepped out of freaking 8 seconds.
Yeah, he just stepped out of Texas. You know, you think his flight came in from goddamn Texas. We're going, "Hey, cowpokes, what's up?" It's like, well, the last time we picked him up from the airport
over the summer,
he came off in his cowboy hat and a button-up, like long sleeve button-up cowboy shirt, Wranglers and cowboy boots,
and a big old belt buckle.
He comes waddling out to us like, "Hey, what's up?" I saw people around us staring at him like, "Oh, where the hell did he come from?"
What the hell is he doing in Chicago?
What's he doing in Chicago? Yeah, it was hilarious.
It was hilarious.
So, anyway, we'll check out on that.
Yeah.
Check back later. Thanks for checking in.
Yep.
We'll be back.
We'll be back.
All right?
Right.
What do you say?
Out.